Okay, so let's see, I'm starting my class. Welcome. We're going to talk about suicide. This class about some different opinions that different philosophers have had. We got how do I say that? Tarcisio? Tarcisio?
Yeah, that's right. It's Tarcisio.
Oh, good. Okay, Tarcisio. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Oh, there's a delay here. So I'm from Brazil.
Isso aí, rapaz. There you go. Where in Brazil?
Oh, I live in Recife.
Okay, Recife. Very nice. So right next to the praia?
Yeah, right next to the praia, yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
There
Have you
go.
ever been here before?
I used to live in Curitiba. So I used to live in...
It's hard to understand because right after I say something, like in 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I hear myself speaking.
Do you have two windows open? Do you have the burbling window open still?
I think so. Just
Yeah, close that.
yeah, now it's gone. Thank you.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I used to live in Curitiba. So
Really?
Yeah.
Great, nice. So you know something? I mean, Portuguese.
Eu
Know a little
sei,
bit?
eu sei.
Yeah, great. Great.
Yeah. So eu sei como é.
Oh, that's all you know?
Não. Bem, mas eu morava lá 2 anos.
Oh, you're Portuguese. Yeah, so I'm afraid that you can speak better than you say.
Well, I know how it is to learn a language, so I got that at least. So.
Yeah, perfect.
It's good. Well, let's see. So, Tarisio, why are you learning English?
Why? That's because I'm a developer. I'm a software developer, and for this kind of things, English is the perfect language to learn because it helps a lot. You know, when you know how to read in English, when you understand, and that's really helpful.
That's perfect. Well, your English sounds really good. How long have you been learning?
Thank you. I don't really count that. It is like I started a course and I've been there for 6 months. Then I stopped the course and I started learning by myself. So I love songs, I love movies, and I watch them all in English. I like to search for the lyrics of the songs and try to sing them. Right now I was doing this before joining this class, so I think that's what helps me.
Okay, well, I think that's perfect. That's good. Do you have any favorite English singers or movies?
Well, I have lots of them. I think that my favorite is Kelly Clarkson a lot. I like Paramore a lot. I like this kind of mix. Most of them are poppy songs.
Okay.
So,
Good,
how about
good.
you? Do you like music?
Like Brazilian music or just normal music? Or
Both
like,
of them. Both of them. From Brazil, I'm curious. What kind of music do you like?
Well, I guess as far as American music, I guess English music. I like Coldplay. Big fan of Coldplay. Yeah.
Cool.
But as far as Brazilian music, there's some of it I'm a fan of, and some of it I'm not a huge fan. I know that I had that. Well, I can't remember the singer, but I had that one song.
Can you sing it?
Mosca, yeah. The Eu sou a mosca.
Really, you've heard the song? I can't believe it. It's like a regional song from here.
Yeah. Really, that was stuck in my head.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, that's dark magic.
Well, good. Okay, I'm glad you're here. Let's see. We've got who else is new? M, how are you?
Hi,
I'm fine. It's Raul. That's. Em, where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, good. So, Em, why are you learning English?
Yeah, because I have to speak English a lot at work.
Okay, good. What do you do for work?
I'm an IT specialist. I work in the support division.
Perfect, perfect. And how long have you been learning English?
So in Germany, we start learning English from fifth class. So yeah, how long is that? I learned English in school for about 7 years, but I have never mastered my English. I try to, yeah, my goal is to speak English as if I was a native speaker. So I guess that's far away.
You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. The English sounds great.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. We've got Fernando. Fernando, how are you today?
How, Eric? I'm really pleased to see you again.
It's good to see you. How has your day been?
Fine. I'm from Spain, and
That's right.
I'm learning English because I like it very much. Learn English and study English, and it's a bit difficult for me to understand and learn it in general.
Yeah. And where in Spain did you say you were from?
From the north of Spain, in the Basque country,
Okay,
you
well,
know,
good.
Bilbao.
I've never been to Spain. I've had two of my best friends have been to Spain, and they love it. So I thought it was great. So I'm kind of jealous. Sounds awesome.
Yes.
Okay, then let's see. Then we've got. Go ahead.
You are a guest to come to Spain when you want.
Well, thank you. Good. Let's see. Then we've got Gustavo. Gustavo, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Gustavo, where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Ah, nice. Where in Colombia?
I'm from Popayán.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
in southwestern Colombia.
Okay. Good deal. And so, Gustavo, why are you learning English?
I learning because I think it's necessary know English,
Mm-hmm.
and because of my study and because I like it too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. And what do you do for work?
Right now I'm done working.
Okay. So are you in school? Are you looking for a job?
Yes, I'm looking for a job,
Okay.
and I try to finish my specialization also.
Okay. Good. Perfect. Let's see. Then we've got Mihaho, or is it Milao? How do I say your name?
Let me help you.
Please. Okay.
Yeah, my name is Michaela, but it's you have a version of it. It's Michael, so it might be easier for you to call me that.
If you don't mind, I will call you Michael.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Good.
I'm Hilo. I'm from Serbia, and the reason why I'm here is because I want to take the IELTS test, and for that I need the practice, of course, and this is a great way to have it. So I found this way, and happy to be here.
Well, good. I appreciated your comments in last class. Those were good comments. So thank you.
Thanks.
That was good.
Thanks.
That's good. And sorry. And what do you do for work?
Well, I work at a company. It's Western Union. They do money transfers, and I'm at their CSC customer service center. So that's what I do.
Okay. Well, your English is great. So that's
Thanks.
awesome.
I do my best.
Okay. Then we've got Mina. Mina, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great.
Okay. Well, good. Mina, I'm glad to have you back. How has your day been?
My pleasure. My day been great.
I'm sorry. What?
It's been a great day.
Oh, good.
It was
good.
a great day. Sorry.
Perfect. Okay. Did you work today?
No. I went to the gym and I went to finishing some stuff.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, good. Okay, and then let's see. Welcome everyone from my last class, Boa and Boris, and let's see. I'm Wolfie. I'm glad you guys are back too. That's awesome.
Thanks. Hello again.
Good. Okay. Let's see. So today, you guys, I want to talk about suicide. All right. Before we start, I understand that this is kind of a heavier topic, right? This is kind of a more serious topic. Um, so I want to make sure that we're respectful, okay? And I don't want to say anything that would offend people either, right? Because again, this is something that can be sensitive for some people. You know, I want to say that almost everyone. Yes, good, exactly. It's delicate, right? I for one have had several. I wouldn't say several, but I've had a couple of friends or people that I know that have committed suicide, that have killed themselves. Okay, but I do think it's a very interesting topic to talk about. So I want to start and ask that everyone be respectful, okay, if we need to be. And if I say anything offensive, let me know and I apologize. I just think it should be interesting to talk about, okay? Okay, any questions before we start?
No.
Okay, good. So, for those of you that are new to my philosophy classes, okay, what we do is we read a little parts, okay, and sometimes they're hard, right? Sometimes they're hard even for native speakers. So don't feel overwhelmed. We're going to read those parts, and then we're going to discuss it. We're going to take it apart, and then we'll just discuss it in general. Okay? Did everyone get the link that I posted to this?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, let me grab it here. So,
Yeah.
here it is. Okay, so
Great.
in the description I said we're going to be talking about several different philosophers. We are, but we're going to look at this one, and this is from Schopenhauer. Schopenhauer is the one that's really going to be talking about it, and again, he's one of my favorite philosophers. I don't agree with him on everything, but I think he's very fascinating. Okay, so let me show you a picture of Schopenhauer right here. He's a beautiful, beautiful man. I want to look just like him someday. We're getting there. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and open that, and we'll start reading. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see here. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to open this up. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can.
Good. Can everyone else? Are we all good? Right? If I put that right here?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Let's see. So can I have a volunteer to read this part right here?
Okay, I can read.
Please go ahead.
Heine says, life is not desirable a thing as to be protected at any cost. Whenever you are sure to die, even though your life has been full of abomination and crime. The chief of all remedies for a troubled mind is the feeling that among the blessings which nature gives to man, there is no greater than an opportune death. And the best of it is that everyone can avail himself of it. And elsewhere the same writer declares, not even to God are all things possible, for he could not compass in own death. If he will to die, and yet in all the miseries of our earthly life, this is the best of his gifts to man.
Perfect. Perfect. Good. Excellent. Okay, guys. Any questions about any of the words here?
Protracted?
Protracted. Good. Okay. Does anyone know what protracted means?
I don't.
Okay. So protracted, right, would mean to take away, right? Let's see. Let me try and find. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. It doesn't mean taken away. Forgive me. It means to. So what he's saying is life is not so desirable to continue it, to make it last longer. Right? So protracted means to make it last longer. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. Yep, I do like Schopenhauer. Okay, and Michael, I will elaborate on it in just a second. Okay, so again, protracted. So he says life is not desirable to be continued or made longer at any cost. Okay, so we'll get back to that. Any other questions about this part that we read here?
Abomination.
Abomination. Okay. Someone's honking. Okay. What does abomination mean?
It's something, let's say, something ugly, bad.
Good, yeah, something bad, something terrible. Okay, who's got the honking going in the background?
Yes, someone.
Okay, looks like he's got. Okay, yes. So abomination is something terrible, something. Okay, there we go. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I can't hear you if you're speaking. Do you guys know what a veil means?
A veil, yes, a veil of it. I usually lost the meaning of this word.
Okay, let's see. So a veil, right, is going to mean to be of use or advantage, right? So, so we can take use of it or make advantage of it. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. So if there's no other questions, let's just discuss this really quick. So what he's saying here is life is not so desirable thing to be continued at any cost. So he says, so what he means here is life is not that good to where I should fight and give everything to continue to live, right? Because sometimes there's times we should just give up, right? He says we're going to die no matter what, right? But sometimes, you know, when your life is really terrible, it might just be better to give up when you want to, right? So he says sometimes the best gift that we have, right, is the blessing of being able to take our own life or commit suicide. Okay, so again, that's kind of dark and kind of deep. What do you guys think?
I think that life is not something that you can give up of. You know, you have to take advantage of how much time you have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. No matter if your life is really bad, your life sucks, you know, you always have the opportunity to make it better, to turn it out to be something better. So I don't think this guy is right, you know.
Okay, good. Any other thoughts?
I find his opinion quite strange because you can only have that type of opinion if you commit suicide. Like, why would you know that this is something important to have if you do not commit suicide?
Good.
I mean, in a way.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, but we can turn life in a better way, but it is not really easy. For instance, people committed suicide because especially it's very complex issue. Especially a lot of factors include, alcohol, drug abuse. Imagine yourself, especially someone got raped, they feel really want to die or something like that. They feel a lot of pressure. For normal people, easy, but it's not in basic. Is a normal people not going to commit suicide because these people have a problem like a schizophrenia. I don't know that they have dissolved. I mean, chronic problems, health problems, chronic stress problem, chronic health problems. They can't think in a proper person, something like that. It it is not really easy to turn these people and persuade to continue to their life. I don't know. They need special treatments.
No, I think that's a good point, right? Because there could be, might be people that are old or people that are really sick, right? That might want to say, I don't want to live anymore. Just let me die or let me kill myself so I don't want to suffer anymore, right? I don't want to be in pain anymore, right? And maybe in these situations, they can't make their life better. Should they have a right to take their life?
No, it is not gonna be solution.
It's not the solution.
Not at all.
Okay. Go
For
ahead,
me,
Boris.
one thing I would agree with Schopenhauer is that is the fact that you have the possibility to hand your life or to let it continue. It's a possibility. I wouldn't say an advantage or disadvantage, but I would say a possibility. This is something. It's I think I don't know about animals. I don't think animals commit suicide. So it's something that you have that maybe other beings, vegetables, and animals don't have. And itself, it even says later in the text that even God doesn't have that possibility.
Right,
so, yeah, you see. Now, my point is where I would disagree with him is when he say life is not so desirable. It's like it's given up. It's and most of the time when someone commits suicide, it's because he's been overwhelmed by problem, by the situation. It's just an act, that you are meeting that you're not able to handle, you're not able to do something. It's really it's really limiting the powers that you have as a human. So that's my thought.
Okay, good. All right. Any other thoughts?
I think.
Go ahead, Gustavo.
Okay. I think that in some cases could be justified. I think for instance, when a person have a healthy problem that this person could die anyway, and is suffering a lot of pain or something like this. I think in these cases I think it's right, because if the person is suffering a lot of pain, I think in this case is right.
Okay, no, and I think that's a good point. Yeah, because I think, again, like I said, there could be people that are seriously suffering and hurting, and maybe they should be able to, to opt out, to die. Right? I read this article that talked about doctors, right? Doctors that work with cancer patients and how they die. Not the cancer patients, but doctors die. So doctors that work with cancer, right, they see people suffer and fight and suffer, right, and they'll go through radiation, they'll go through chemotherapy, and it makes their patients sick, and they lose all their hair, right? And so what the article talked about is these doctors, right, sometimes if they get cancer, right, they don't do radiation, they don't do chemotherapy, they just quit their jobs and wait to die in peace, because they don't want to suffer before they die. Right? Or they don't want to try and fight it because it just seems too much, right? Which is kind of interesting, right? So that's another question, you guys. If you get something that's life-threatening, right, that's going to be very painful to fight, should you fight it, or should you give up and die?
Depend on your traits. If you have really good trait, you can fight. But some people really I mean, powers not really have a power. Uh, I mean, traits. They are really give up easily. I mean, for instance, for if you're imagine yourself, you wouldn't commit a crime, but suddenly you find yourself in a prison. All people surrounded around you in a killer or rapist and terrorist. They torture every day, and if your trait is really is a I mean is not really uh, want is a power really is a in a good I mean in a good condition, you easily give up. You try to commit suicide. You want to die. I mean, depends on personality, and also depends on on your environment. Also important.
Mhm. Okay, good. Any other thoughts?
Hey,
Me,
teacher,
I
I like
Go ahead, Fernando.
to tell something about doctors that you remind me what what you said before. Is a nice one. I'm going to try explain in English. Uh, is my sister is a doctor and she works in a laboratory in a
Mhm.
hospital.
Mhm.
And one night she was working by night on guard. You say on guard in English. You are working 24 hours. Okay.
Yes,
Then
okay.
one person came to the hospital because he or she had committed a try of suicide.
Mhm.
And when the patient went back home, next the rest of doctors tell the psychiatrist that tell them the rest of the doctors why one person want to commit suicide. And because you know that the rest of the doctors don't know really much about psychiatrists. Then the psychiatrist, she was a young girl, a young doctor, woman, told them how a person feel himself or herself to commit a suicide.
Mhm.
And you know what? 1 week later, she suicide herself.
Oh. So she committed suicide herself?
Yes, the doctor,
Wow.
the woman that 1 week before had tell the rest of the doctors
Uh-huh.
how a person feel himself or herself,
Mhm.
how go to that point.
Mhm.
Actually they knew that she was talking about herself.
That's interesting. I know sometimes too, I heard that if you have someone close to you commit suicide, or I shouldn't say someone close to you, if someone you know commits suicide, it increases your chances that you will commit suicide. Right? When someone commits suicide, it is a trend that other people commit suicide as well, right? So it seems like that people.
it's like it's oh sorry, forget about me.
Oh,
It inspired the suicide. That's
exactly.
what
Yeah,
I'm
it sometimes can
trying to say.
inspire that, which might
Yeah.
obviously is not a good thing. Not a good thing.
I
Okay.
don't really think about that cancer example that we're talking about. I
Mhm.
don't think that what the doctors does. I mean, what the doctors do. That you said that they committed suicide. Oh, I mean, they just give up of trying.
Mhm.
Let's imagine that everyone does the same thing. How
Mhm.
could we find a cure for all the disease that we found before? Because we have to have human resources to test those cures, to
Mhm.
test those drugs and stuffs like that. And if everyone that has a powerful disease or something that has no cure till now, I mean, so far, we could not find any cure for anything.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because if we all just lay down and die, right, we won't. We
How could
won't
we
move on.
find
We
a
won't fight. Good.
yeah? How could we find a cure?
Good. Okay. Here's another question. Okay. So in the part that we read, right, it later talks about our lives, right? Do our lives belong to ourselves, or do they belong to the community? They belong to the people around us, right? So again, is it wrong for me to commit suicide because I'm hurting myself, or is it wrong for me to commit suicide because I'm hurting other people?
Depends of person.
Mm-hmm.
Some people really have a big responsibility because some people doesn't have really responsibility, but some people really take care of just not yourself I mean for they need to take care of the other people like a family, like a daughter or son, or maybe they feed other people, workers. They have big responsibilities. They have, I mean, maybe they have a company. They have a lot of workers. I mean, maybe they give these workers I mean, job. The workers depend of this person. If this person is a committed suicide, it means not only just affect that person, also affect the other people's lives. I mean, it's little bit seems to me selfishness because if these people not only hurting himself or herself, just punishing for other people also. I don't know. Seems not fair.
No, I agree. It doesn't seem fair because it does hurt other people, and it does seem selfish. Good. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Yeah,
I think, yeah, well,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Awad.
for me,
Okay, so
We'll let Awad.
sorry,
Awad will go
man.
first, and then Boris next.
Okay. So what I think both, because at first you will have other people, like if you commit suicide and you have family, maybe some of your family will commit suicide because of you, or maybe will have very difficult life because of you. That's for sure, and it will hurt himself because some people think like they have very difficult time right now, and they commit suicide. But if they know they will have better life and happier life after 10 years, they may not. So it's about, I think, both.
Okay, good. Boris, Tabi, what do you think?
yeah, for me, I would just to say that if you are, for example, you were lost in a desert, you have no connections, no relative, and you commit suicide, you won't affect anyone around you, and that would be no issue. But you see, when you have connections, you have parents, relatives, friends, and so if you commit suicide, you are affecting them. You're also affecting the society as a whole, especially it's a cost for the society. The nation has to raise you, spend money for your education, and so. Um, so your life doesn't belong to you. What would be the difference between taking your own life and taking someone else's life? What's the difference? It's still an act of, the termination of life. This is not good.
No, that's good, and I do think there could be an interesting difference, right? If you were a father or a mother to children, small children, and you kill yourself, right? That seems like a terrible, terrible thing because you owe your life to those children, right? But I also think it's interesting. I used to work in a nursing home, right? So a place where a lot of old people just went, and it actually was very expensive for a lot of these old people to be there, and some of them did not want to live, right? The only reason they wanted to live was for their kids, because their kids wanted them to stay alive, but the kids are already adults, already grown up, right? And so these old people felt bad because they are spending all their money, right, trying to stay alive or just living in this expensive home, right, when they felt it would be better for their kids if they just died so they can so they wouldn't spend all their money anymore, right? So would it be wrong for these kind of people to commit suicide?
I don't see why they just don't stay at home and go to this to this house instead.
Oh, well, okay, some of them, they go because they can't take care of themselves anymore, right? Either they're sick or their memory, their mind is not very good, and so they need to go to these homes.
But these homes are very expensive, and on the other hand, they don't even want to live anymore because of their children having to pay the costs for this house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the best solution would be to let them actually live and die at their own house and not put them into such an institution.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. So again, it's that same question of, do I try and make their life longer, right? Or should I just let nature take its course, right? Should we fight or should we just let things happen?
If the person does not want to live anymore, we should not. It's ridiculous to pay such an amount of money for a person who doesn't want to live anymore. So, and this type of weird situation where your kids have to pay these high costs for you to keep on living, and you have to feel bad about this, but at the same time you cannot die because you cannot commit suicide as well because they don't want you to die. It's a situation.
No, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts?
I would like to say something. You are saying that the governments should to invest more resources to solve the problem. But I think that the more developed countries, the higher rates suicides are. For example, in Europe, the more development countries in Europe, the northern countries, the suicide rates are higher than in poor countries, southern Europe. And there, in that countries, northern European countries, the governments paid the best resources, medical resources for everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. That's interesting. I know. I read a book about a person that was in the Holocaust, right? In a concentration camp, Auschwitz, right? I think his name was Adorno Levi, right? But either way, he wrote a book about his experience being in this Nazi concentration camp, right? And he said that he was too busy surviving to think about suicide, right? No one thought about suicide because they were too busy trying to hold on to life, right? Which was interesting. These people in a concentration camp, right, they're starving to death, they're being beaten, they're just moments away from being put to death by the Nazi soldiers, but they continue to fight. They're not going to kill themselves because they're trying too hard to survive anyways, which I thought was very interesting.
It's I think again it's a depends of person. Also, is a joy of living is important. If you lose your joy of living because you don't have anything to lose, you I mean you can easily give up. But I think if you have a joy of living, you can live.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't easily give up for your life because you know your state very I mean optimistic,
Mhm.
not pessimistic. If you lost your optimistic aspect,
Or you lose your
you're gonna be
optimism.
pessimistic and you're gonna easily give up. Your will gonna be easily, I mean, be broken. I mean,
Mhm. No, I think that's good. That's good. There's um there's another thinker, another philosopher named Albert Camus, right? That says the first question of philosophy ought to be the question of suicide, right? And that is, why should we live, right? What is the point of existing? What is the point of life, right? And again, it's kind of like what you said, Wolfie, right? If you lose your optimism, lose the sight of what would be good, right? There's a difference, right?
but one more question also I think is interesting because I think maybe committed suicide. Ask yourself if you're gonna committed suicide, you go you could I mean you would save millions of people life because I think maybe in that circumstances it's gonna be I mean I don't know it's a questionable but I think in the end it's good because you give up your life you save millions of people's life. Yeah, I think because you're gonna commit suicide but you have a reason. I mean, it's a, I mean, understandable reason because you sacrifice your life to save the others people's life. I
Okay.
think it's interesting. I don't know.
No, I think that is interesting. That is interesting. Good. Okay. Any other thoughts? So one of the other things that I think is an interesting point is I think everyone has a way that they think how they would like to die, right? I know it would be nice to die in my sleep, right? No pain, just fall asleep and die, right? And I died perfectly, right? Or I would like to die maybe watching a sunset, out in nature and just slip off, right? Die that way. So I can understand the appeal of wanting to die in the way that you want, right? I want to die the way I want instead of dying in pain and misery of some disease, or dying because someone kills me, or dying in a car accident, tons of terrible ways, right? So do you guys think that there's something to that? That maybe there's something good in being able to choose how you die?
I think nobody wants to die because if you don't want to die, you don't want to think how you're gonna die
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. In my opinion, I don't want to choose because I don't know seems stupid to me because basically I don't want to die. Why I have to choose? Because of course everybody don't want to die in a bad way, like torturing or in a bad circumstances. But nobody I think wants to choose. I think dying is bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anyone agree with that or disagree that you would like to be able to choose how you die?
Yes, I think that a good way to die is in a uh, plane plane accident.
Plane accident. Why is
because
that?
because you because you have enough time to realize that you are going to die,
Mm-hmm.
and you only have to wait for 5 or 10 minutes, and you don't have to. You only have to wait. You don't have to be anxious.
So for me, that's kind of like the baddest situation, like the baddest way to die, because I would like to die with like not even realizing that I'm dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Okay. Here's another question. So sometimes people commit suicide because they think things will be better, right? So, and this really depends on what you believe about what happens after death, right? Things could be really good, right? But if you believe in hell, right, if there's a belief in hell, then things could be really bad. Things don't get better if you commit suicide, right? So it's kind of a risky choice as well. But again, maybe there's nothing. Maybe there's nothing at all, and maybe it's not that things get better or they get worse, they just disappear, right?
Yeah, that's the point. As far as we can know, there's nothing after life, you know. We're talking about suicidal as it was a way out of something.
Mm-hmm.
But when you want to be out of something, you have to have a where to go, you know. Because if you are out of life, where else would you be? That's the point. Depends of what you believe. No, depends of what is real. Because we have lots of religious realities or stuff like that. Lots of believers and lots of things to believe. But nothing is sure after life. You know, you don't know if you're going to leave. You're going to have something. And that's the point. I don't think the suicidal is a way out of anything because you don't have anywhere to go after.
It could be kind of risky, right?
Yeah, totally risky. Totally.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. As you said, people usually, when they commit suicide, it can be because they believe life will be better after death. We have in cases of people just committing suicide because it was like a transition to another world, a better planet, and so on. So I think suicide, as you said, really depends on what I think might come after. For people who believe that their lives doesn't belong to them, and that if you kill someone, you go to hell, those kind of people would hardly commit suicide because, you know, if you can have some stats on what is the moral or how do you call that? The religious status of those people, you know, committing suicide, and try to find a relation, I think we will learn a lot about that. We see that most of the time, you know, it's, you know, because maybe it's because they think after life they will have a better experience, or others will say, I don't commit suicide because, you know, if I kill myself, I'm condemned to go to hell. And we have kind of very different, you know, situations, and this can help understanding what can motivate suicide.
Good, excellent. So, you guys, this is what I want to do. This last 10 minutes here, let me go ahead and read the end part of what Schopenhauer was saying about suicide. And I will read this here, okay, just to be a little quicker so we get to the next part, right? So it says, suicide may also be regarded as an experiment, a question which man puts to nature, trying to force her to answer. The question is this: what change will death produce in man's existence and in his insight into the nature of things? It is a clumsy experiment to make, for it involves the destruction of the very consciousness that puts the question and awaits the answer, right? We've got some fuzz there. Okay, so for Schopenhauer, he's saying that, okay, you guys commit suicide if you want, but you're not going to get an answer. You won't even be there to get the relief that you want, right? So that's his opinion. So I want to talk about this, you guys. What makes life living? What makes life worth living for you guys?
Joy of living, because I think everybody wants to live in a good way. Some people really have some. I mean, each their own. Means different, like different people like different things, but everybody, I think, deserves to good life. I mean, it means maybe for for somebody maybe make a family, or for someone I mean maybe travel around the world, or I don't know, exploring other cultures, something like that. You have to, I mean, you need to be stuff. I mean, you need to keep yourself busy. You have to enjoy, because if you don't have anything to keep you busy, because I think you're gonna lost. I mean, lost your joy. I mean, because you have to keep your
Okay, so
busy.
you need goals and ambitions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, goals. If you lost, if you can't find to reach any goals, I mean, life is going to be useless. Seems to useless for you, because you have no goal, you have no target, you don't have to go where to go. I mean, because something like that. I don't know.
It's good. Okay. How about the rest of you guys? What makes life worth living?
I personally can't understand, or could never understand, why people are unable to find something that is interesting to them. In my opinion, there are so many things to do, so many hobbies. I feel like life is just too short to discover everything that I would like to discover, and so why I should throw my life away. There is so much stuff out there that can be discovered and that I can learn. For example, I'm trying to master English right now, and maybe in 20 years, it could be possible that I would like to learn Spanish as well, or learn something else. There's so much to do, and I don't see why you want to throw your life away when you have so many options.
Yes, Eric?
I think that we are obligated to live the best of us in life, and we only can to get it if we get our goals, if we do what we know to do the best of. And finally, I think we are part of something very big, uh, and is it?
Yes, I think a goal, to have a goal, dreams, and so it's projects. This is pretty good, I think, but it takes more than that, because I
I
think
think that the
man
question.
is.
Go ahead. Let Boris finish, and then you can speak, João.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. I mean, man is primarily a social being. It means that he needs to connect with other beings, other humans to be alive. And I mean, experience has shown that some of the most, how do you call that? People with long life expectancy, are most of the time people that are well surrounded. They are joyful people, and there's really a relation between your surrounding, your mood, the way you live every day, and longevity.
This is good. It's good. So people that make their life worth living sometimes can live longer. Good. Okay. João, do you have something to say?
Yes, but before I have to say that I can hear some of the people here talking. I don't have them mute or nothing like that, but I don't hear them. This happened
You can
just
check your audio. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, and I could hear the one who was talking before Boris, but not him.
You couldn't hear Boris, huh? That's interesting. Well, okay, you can check your audio, but did you have something more to say too?
Yes.
Go ahead, João.
I was gonna say that I believe that searching for the answer to the question you just put is a reason on itself for living. I think it's just finding out what makes it worth. I don't know how to explain it better.
No, I think that's good. So finding out why life is worth living is what we do, right? It's the finding out that is the part that's important, right?
Yes, yes, that's the point.
I like that, John. That's good. Okay. What else, you guys? I don't. For me, I think we're definitely we're very connected. You know, everyone is connected in a way, and I think sometimes our lives are worth more than we think they are to other people, right? I think even if we don't know, we help more than we think, right? We help other people be happy more than we think, and other people help us be happier more than we think. And I think that sometimes we have a moral obligation to stay alive, and I think more than that, to enjoy life, right? I think it's important that we enjoy life, not for ourselves, but also for other people too. I think that's part of what makes life worth living.
Yeah, I think you have to be. I mean, make your life worth. Like you have to mingle. You have to be social, because I mean, it's a mutual things is good, enjoyable, because at your own is gonna be easily depressed. But if you're gonna do enjoyable things with other people, I mean, you can like mutual things, mutual stuff. You can be mingled. It's gonna be good, because life is living worth of living. There are a lot of good things. I don't know, drinking beer, make a girlfriend, a lot of things. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of things to do. You can't easily get bored all of them, because something like that.
No, I think that's good. Okay, guys, we've got 1 minute left here. Thank you guys for coming. This was a good class. This was a fun class to think about this. Let me go ahead and leave my Facebook page, okay? For anyone that would like to add me, you guys can leave complaints or questions or anything, I guess requests. I'm teaching again in 2 hours, and we're going to do another philosophy class, and I'm going to talk about Nietzsche, right? And Nietzsche, he's going to talk about how he thinks we ought to live, what is important about life, right? So I guess this could be kind of another way that we'll look at the suicide question, right? Why we should live, okay? So I will see you guys, or anyone that comes to my class, in, I think, 2 hours, right? Thank you guys for coming.
Bye-bye. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Eric.
Can I? So one more question.
Go ahead,
Is philosophy is a part of your job?
No. It's just something I love. I love to read it and talk about it.
You like it. You are into. I see. Thank you.
Yes. So, who knows? Maybe one day it will be. So.
Thank you, Eric. Very interesting.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you guys for coming. I will see you guys later.